Elden Ring's getting new life with fresh content in 2025, but is this Tarnished Edition DLC enough to pull you back into the lands between? 3 years after its launch, FromSoftware's masterpiece is dropping new classes, armour and Torrent skins, all tied to the Nintendo Switch 2's Tarnished Edition. This isn't just a port, it's a surprise expansion for every platform. And with over 30 million copies sold, it's clear why they're doubling down. So let's take a look and break down exactly what's coming, why it's got me buzzing, and what it means for Elden Ring's future. Elden Ring isn't just a game, it's a phenomenon. Since 2022, it's been the gold standard for open world RPGs, blending brutal combat with a world so dense you could get lost for hours. New content, even the small stuff like classes or cosmetics, feels like a love letter to us fans who've poured hundreds of hours into slaying demigods. And for the upcoming Switch 2 players, it's a chance to experience this epic on a brand new console. For everyone else, it's a reason to dust off your build and dive right back in. Plus, FromSoftware's track record keeps us hooked. Every bit of news feels like it could lead to something even bigger. So, first up, let's talk about the Tarnished Edition itself. Announced last month at the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, this isn't just Elden Ring slapped onto a new console. Oh no, it's a beefed up version packing the base game, the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC from 2024 and a bunch of new goodies. The big hook? 2 new starting classes, Knight of Ides and Heavy Knight. Now, if you're thinking, another knight? Really? You're not alone. Elden Ring already has classes like the Vagabond or Hero that lean into that armoured sword swinging vibe. But FromSoftware doesn't just throw in filler. Think of it like adding a bit of new spice to your favourite dish. It's familiar, but it could change the entire flavour. These classes might tweak stats or starting gear in ways that spark fresh build ideas, like a strength-focused tank or dex-heavy duelist. We don't have the exact details on their stats just yet, which is classic FromSoftware secrecy. Famitsu reported this at the FromSoftware Games event Spring 2025 in Tokyo, but the devs are staying tight-lipped on specifics. Still, the names alone, Knight of Ides and Heavy Knight, hint at distinct playstyles. Maybe Ides leans into lore, tied to some obscure corner of the lands between, while Heavy Knight is all about soaking up damage like a walking castle. Either way, new classes mean new ways to approach that first run through Limgrave, whether you're a newbie or a veteran respecing for fun. Next, let's talk about cosmetics because Torrent's getting some love. The Tarnished Edition includes 3 new looks for your spectral steed. If you've ever spent hours galloping across the land, you know Torrent's more than just a mount. He's your buddy, your lifeline. Giving him new skins, maybe some fancy armour or a ghostly glow adds a personal touch to exploration. It's like customising your ship in Sea of Thieves. It doesn't change the mechanics, but it makes every ride feel just like yours. Plus, with 4 new armour sets for your character, you can look the part while smashing through enemies. These aren't just reskins either. New armour could shift your equip load or resistances, subtly changing exactly how you play. On top of that, we're getting new weapons and combat techniques. And this is where things are starting to get juicy. Elden Ring's combat is already a masterclass. Think of the Moonveil Katana's slick combos or the Rivers of Blood bleed chaos. New weapons could introduce wild movesets, like a spear that chains lightning or a greatsword with a unique Ash of War. Combat techniques might mean new skills or tweaks to existing ones, giving veterans a reason to rethink their go-to strategies. Imagine pulling off a new stance that counters Melena's waterfowl dance. Now that's a game changer. Again, no specifics yet, but FromSoftware's history with DLC like Shadow of the Erdtree proves they know how to deliver. And here's the best part, this isn't exclusive to just the Switch 2. Bandai Namco confirmed the new content will hit PS5, PS4, Xbox and PC as a Tarnished Pack DLC. If you're enjoying this so far and want to stay up to date with all the latest gaming news, make sure you're subscribed. That way you won't miss a thing. Now, back to the DLC, it's likely priced between $10 and $20, based on similar packs for other games. That's a steal for new classes, armour, weapons and Torrent skins, especially compared to Shadow of the Erdtree's $40 price tag for a 20-hour campaign. Some PC players are grumbling, it's not a free update, but honestly, for the work involved in balancing new classes and gear, a small cost feels fair. It's not like they're charging for your new horse armour. This is meaningful content. Elden Ring sold over 30 million copies since 2022, making it one of the best-selling games ever. And that's not just a number, it's a testament to how this game's hooked everyone, from Souls veterans to casual players who just want to explore. Shadow of the Erdtree, released in June 2024, sold 5 million copies in 3 days, proving the hunger for more is still there. This Tarnished Pack DLC isn't as massive as that expansion, but it's a smart move. It keeps the game fresh without demanding the dev time of a full sequel, letting FromSoftware focus on other projects like the Dustbloods, their Switch 2 exclusive PvPvE title. Think of it like Blizzard dropping new Overwatch skins to keep players engaged. It's not a new game, but it keeps the community talking. Speaking of the Dustbloods, let's touch on FromSoftware's bigger picture. They're not just resting on Elden Ring's update. The Dustbloods, revealed at the Switch 2 Direct, is a multiplayer-focused game with a Bloodborne meets Sekiro vibe, complete with jetpacks and dinosaurs. Yeah, you heard that right, dinosaurs. It's a bold swing, and it shows FromSoftware's experimenting while still delivering for Elden Ring fans. Then there's Elden Ring Night Rain, a co-op spin-off hitting all platforms except for the Switch 2 on May 30th this year. Night Rain's a roguelike with 3-player PvE, reusing Elden Ring's asset but mixing up the formula. This Tarnished Pack feels like a bridge, keeping us invested in the main game while these new titles cook. So what's the catch? Well, some fans are underwhelmed. 2 night classes don't exactly scream innovation when Elden Ring already has 10 starting classes. And while new weapons and armour are cool, they're not a new area or boss fight. If you're hoping for another Shadow of the Erdtree, this might feel like a side dish and not the main course. But here's the flip side, small additions like this can still shake up the meta. Think back to Dark Souls 3's Ringed City DLC. New weapons like the Aquamarine Dagger changed PvP builds overnight. Even a single new skill could make your favourite weapon feel brand new. Plus, for Switch 2 players, getting Elden Ring at all is a massive win, especially with all these extras baked in. Looking ahead, this DLC raises questions about Elden Ring's longevity. FromSoftware now fully owns the IP, which they bought back from Bandai Namco. That gives them the freedom to keep expanding the universe, whether through DLC, spin-offs like Night Rain, or even a sequel. With 30 million players and counting, they've got every reason to keep the Lands Between alive. This Tarnished Pack might be a test. Can smaller, cheaper updates keep us hooked? If it sells well, we could see more drops like this, maybe new spells or Ashes of War without waiting years for a full expansion. It's like Destiny 2's seasonal model, but actually good. The Tarnished Edition and its Tarnished Pack DLC aren't rewriting Elden Ring's legacy, but they don't need to. They're a spark to reignite your love for the game, whether you're exploring on the Switch 2 or tweaking builds on your PC. New classes, armour, weapons and torrent skins might sound modest, but in FromSoftware's hands they could shift how we play. With Night Rain and the Dustbloods looming, it's clear the Lands Between aren't done with us just yet. So, are you jumping back in for this DLC or holding out for something even bigger? Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one.